What's up, everybody? Hopefully you're having a good afternoon so far. Hopefully you're ready to jump into some 3D modeling today. I've set my camera up in a new spot again, so we'll see how this goes. Another beautiful day for 3D modeling, for sure. No joke, right? Okay. Just making sure let's get the chat up here real quick. Perfect. You have a question about the out of class model? Sure, shoot. What is it? Let's hear it. Out of class model. Hopefully you guys are doing okay on those out of class models up until this point. Is YouTube broken right now, or is it just me? I don't know. Is YouTube working okay for everybody? I could always grab my phone and see, or my tablet and see if it's working. No, Victor, it does not need to be one-to-one to the reference. Pose, I'm fine seeing it in T-pose, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'd be fine with seeing your model in T-pose. It doesn't need to be posed. And is it okay if there's overlapping geometry because of the clothes? Yeah, for sure. Like if you have clothes on this guy, I don't know. You've got like I don't know. You've got something on your character like this, right? That's fine. You're building a watch band or something, right? This isn't how I would build a watch band, but just to give you guys an idea. Right. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Nothing's loading except the video. I'm not sure. Yeah, seems like it's working for everybody else. I'm not sure what the problem is. Sorry. So today we're going to be just continuing our model, trying to get this thing finished up, right? We're going to work on the eyes. We're just going to keep working on the overall shape of the face and the head today, and hopefully get it attached to the neck. So hopefully we can get through this today, get through getting the rest of the face kind of shaped out. That's the goal. We've got this class. We are on week 10, I believe. So we've got 2 more weeks after this. So if we can get the face and the head pretty much wrapped up today. The next week we can do all the final touches, and then the final week I can just demo how to do clothes, which would be awesome. I'd love to be able to do that. So yeah, I think that would be great if I had the chance or the time to do that. So hopefully we can get to that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get into this. This is where we got to last week as far as the head goes. We're still working through kind of our box modeled head over here, right? So we just need to keep continuing through this process. We'll start adding some more edge loops and continue shaping. We'll probably start into the eyes and then mouth and all that good stuff. Should have asked this last time. Is there a particular reason you model from a shape instead of making the face with planes like most other 3D artists do? Is there a benefit to doing it this way? Also, is it possible to redo the head because I didn't get it? We could go through, I mean, I don't know if I want to restart the head today, but if you want to rewatch the video from last week, because this was probably a solid, 20 minutes or so to get this kind of shaped up. But if you want to rewatch that video back, it should have all those steps that we took to get here. And as far as the planes go, I have seen it done both ways. This way is a little bit easier for people that are newer to the software. I have seen people start from planes, right? I've seen people start from, modeling like the mask method where they're here and they start with, they'll start with something like this. Right, they'll have some sort of eye shape like this, and then they'll have another one. They'll do something along the lines of this, and then they have, this method where they're modeling in this way, right? And they do the mask, and then they kind of build out the head away from it. Both ways work. Yeah, you don't have to have every single body detail for sure, but I'd like you to try to get some of those muscle groupings in, right? So if you have, especially some people may have chosen a female reference, but try to hit these main muscle groups, right? Your chest, arms, shoulders, back, legs, stomach, right? You're going to want to try to get all of these different areas shaped out, right? Your character should have a butt, obviously, right? You're trying to make them look like a human character. So you don't have to, well, you don't have to have every polygon placed in the exact spot where I have it. I do want to see detail in your model, right? Your character may not be as jacked as mine, so you may not need every single six-pack ab, and all these other extra, extrusions and things, but I do want to see that as much detail as the reference that you chose. Make sure you're matching that, right? Yeah, they model from the mask. So see if I can find, let's see. They do the like where they use, I'll see if I can find that for you. There's a really good one that I saw a long time ago from a Pixar artist. Did it. don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. It was a good video where they used it to build out the model groups. Not 3S. So this is sort of the block method that we're kind of starting out with. These people started with a cylinder, which also isn't necessarily a bad idea because you end up with the sort of circular part of the head on the side for the ear, which is not a bad idea. You're gonna notice that there's 100 ways to skin a cat in 3D, and everybody's gonna have their own way of kind of presenting how they go about doing it, right? My method's more along the lines of this, where I tried to build out something like this first. But so we'll get there though. But you can kind of see it here. This person sort of had the idea where they have this mask that they've almost built, and they build out the shapes from here. We will essentially get to the same point with what we're doing. So okay, let's start getting some more shape into here though. So I want to go to my front view of my head, and I'm going to turn on X-ray view, and I'm just going to kind of cut out where the eyes sit with some edge loops here. And then I've kind of got one at the base of the nose. I might also put one right through the middle of the mouth right here. Looks like my guy's eyes kind of sit in this spot, which is good to know. But now I can just kind of continue shaping this out just a little bit. Also worth probably putting another edge loop through the forehead here. But again, we're just trying to get this head rounded out, right, into a good round shape. So anywhere where we can add those more edge loops in there to help this out. And if we need to, we can control one on this head right now. And I'm just going to delete half of this again. So I'm going to go into face mode, just take half of this and delete. Looks like I might have messed up my edge a little bit here, so we'll just flatten that back out. This is where I can go through and kind of get some more spacing in between some of these edges. And if we need to, we can use some of this for the chin. Okay. Getting there. This is also a spot where you could use your relax tool a little bit if you needed to help kind of help the flow in some of these areas. So if you need to, you could come over to your modeling toolkit, use that quad draw, and use that to help kind of relax some of these, help get it a little bit more rounded. Just remember, you don't want to go too nuts. Because we do need to come back through here. And build a face still. But we're trying to get that head shape, right? That's looking okay. I'm just gonna scoot that in a little bit here. This is another one of those spots where it just takes a little bit of tweaking to help get everything feeling good. I'm just using the snapping tool to snap my verts to the one kind of next to it here to line them up a little bit better. You can use that by holding the V key. Remember, if I'm moving a vertice and I hold V as in vector at the same time, I can snap to a vertice that's near it, right? I can snap here. I could snap to this vertice by just hovering over it while I'm clicking and dragging. Now that's looking pretty smooth. Okay. So if I mirror this, it's looking pretty good right now. Bounding box 0.01. That's pretty good. Now we can control one and unisolate that shape and just kind of check back to our reference here to see how we're looking. And if we need to, we can adjust. Dude has a pretty big chin, so we'll maybe do something like this. Bring it in. Probably didn't need to grab all of those. I'm just gonna bring that up for now. Okay. We've got a pretty good face head shape going right here. So now I do want to just look at kind of where those eyes, the eye sockets line up on my reference, and it's kind of hard to tell. It gets a little blurry, but he has some, his eyes kind of line up here. So if we wanted to, we could go and grab like a more detailed face. Like this looks like Logan, Wolverine comic. If I could find a good face for him, that's who it kind of looks like to me. Unless you guys know what Marvel character this is, I don't know who it is. It looks like Old Man Logan to me, but I'm gonna grab this and use this, I think. Let's jump back in here. We'll go to a front view, image plane, import image. Never get this to like recognize where I'm trying to go. I don't think Batman's face isn't a bad deal for this model. It's a little different, but it's a similar structure, and that way we can see eye placement and nose and all that good stuff. Very similar face structure. This character is just a little bit older, but it's not bad. So we'll go with that if it'll let me find my right stuff here. There we go. It's pretty similar. I think if we just line that up here. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is where I'm going to come through here, and I could even use, you know, some more edge loops through my head like this. I'm going to throw maybe one more through here and here, and potentially another one through here. And this is where it's not a bad idea to have symmetry turned on, so I can throw them in the same spot. So maybe I go here and here. And then I'm going to try to take where I think that eye socket sits and make sure I grab the right faces around here. And if I need to throw one more edge loop through here, I can. Maybe right through the middle of the eye. Then I can grab the faces in the spot where that eye sits, right? And I can do an extrusion there. The first thing I'm going to want to do is kind of do a little bit of prep for this area though. So I'm going to try to shape this space kind of how this orbital area sits, right? So I can take these vertices and kind of move them around in a way that makes, you know, makes more sense to how this orbital bone kind of sits through here. You almost notice as we start doing that it's already starting to look kind of like a motorcycle mask here at the front. But that orbital bone is going to kind of go around this way. Then I might scoot some of these around a little bit. Right. We're essentially doing the same thing that you saw from that other method where you were building out the kind of discs in order to create this area. But now I want to go through and just kind of relax some of these edge loops that I put through here, just to help with the overall shape of the head a little bit. I'm just going to come through here and relax some of this. This relax tool is pretty helpful to kind of smooth some things out. Just gets your head sculpt a little cleaner in some of these spots. Some of it's going to be a little interesting through here until we can get the right shape through here. But again, I'm just trying to keep it nice and clean. Again, if I need to take some edge loops or some vertices through here and press them in to just round stuff out, I'm going to do that, right? Just trying to keep that nice round shape for the head. There are some situations where we may end up redistributing some of this polygon shape after we've done some extrusions here, but it's looking pretty good as far as the shape goes. The next thing would be trying to get the neck attached here, right? So we have 12 edges here. So we could look to find 12 over here on the bottom of the head. So that's 20, which is not quite where we want to be. There's my 12 right there. So I can distribute some of these vertices down a little bit around here, and in turn get this head away from the neck a little bit too, right? But there's definitely some areas where we're gonna want to take a look. And see what we can do around this spot. Yeah, the relax tool, if you hit quad draw and hold shift, it's just gonna kind of relax the area, kind of smooth out the vertices in that area, right? See how it's kind of smoothing this as I drag my tool through here? It's kind of re-spacing out some of these polygons as I run them through. It's just taking an average of everything that's around it and trying to re-space based on the things that are around it. So I don't necessarily want it to do that because I had the right shape going there. Does that make sense? Hopefully that helps a little bit. I'm going to extrude the neck here real quick and just bring this up and see if I can shrink this down a little bit. Because I know I definitely need to get some of this neck kind of adjusted around here. This is what I want to do, but I'm going to try this real quick and see what happens. I'm going to come back to this here in a second. Now let's retry this. Edit mesh, circularize. Still not working right. I just want to try something here. So I'm going to mesh combine these because I just want to see if I can get this connected back here real quick. Because I'm pretty sure this is, yep. So if I hit bridge, what happens here? That's fine, I guess. I'm gonna bring this back down. I think that's okay. There is a little bit of weirdness happening back here, but I don't know if it's the worst thing. I'm just interested to see if I go like this. It's okay. I just don't love how this is all attached right now. Okay, let's take a look. Let's step back a little bit here before we get this attached. Okay. I may take out some of these edge loops here. Just real quick while we're looking at this. Because honestly, what I think might be the better idea here, let's see. Let's take a look at some of our references. I do this different every time. So I'm always kind of second guessing where I'm doing that addition. Yeah, I don't mind that. know I want to have that one, but maybe I take these, distribute those a little bit differently. That I'm still good with. You're just getting to see me problem solve in real time right now. So I'm thinking, because now this is going to be how many faces? $16 through here now. Which I don't know if I want to do that. Let's see here. Mesh tools, circularize. Edit mesh, circularize. I don't know why it's doing that, where it like turns it all funny. There we go. Okay. I just set it to face instead of edge. That seems like it fixed it, maybe. Okay. Now we just got to get it attached here. modify center pivot. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit here. Then I'm going to take our two objects here. And there's a couple ways I could do this. I could just sit this down on here. But I'd like to do kind of a bridge here, possibly. So I'm going to shift click both of these, hit mesh combine. Then I'm going to take this edge here and this edge here. And I'm going to do a bridge like this. And it's going to look weird right there. But we could use quad draw to kind of smooth that out right through there. We can use it underneath the chin too if we need to. And then we may need to readjust a little bit around here once we get that all. It is a little bit different for sure. It's just the biggest thing is getting that head kind of shape first. And now that we've got the head kind of attached to the body, now we can start working through some of these other issues. Because now we've got this attached. Now we can work through some of the other problems, right? Like this head is now not nearly the right size. But that's okay. Now we can kind of trim this down as needed. Yeah, attendance question's gonna be we'll just say today's attendance answer is circularize. However you spell that, let's see. Circularize. Like that, since we used that tool a little bit today. So again, I'm just coming back through here, kind of adjusting. Right, we had that reference, so now we just gotta adjust our character back in line with this reference. So if we got to get the neck kind of readjusted a little bit, we can. All back here. these Marvel characters and kind of comic book characters are a little notorious for having these sort of flat necks back here too. So we'll adjust as we need to, but it's a little more stylized back there for sure. And we'll need to redo the eye portion again too, which is okay, but we're just kind of getting this back aligned. And once we kind of build in the mouth section, it will make more sense too. So I'm going to bring down some of these. Is one of those spots where I'm just kind of adjusting and readjusting these vertices as I go, right? So if I need to kind of shift anything now that we've got that head attached, I'm taking the time to go back through here and round some of these back out again. The nice thing is with the head, when we do all this work kind of up front like this, then once we start adding in all the other kind of shapes around the face, it doesn't take as much work to get things to look proper, because we've already spent this time sort of building this correct shape, right? Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take another look at this again. Get my Superman or my Batman face back aligned here again. We've kind of got, I'm just trying to make sure I've got the right. Something like this. Then I'm going to take soft select, shape this down a little bit. Just trying to bring in the shape, the overall shape of the head here. If I move this, let's see. Yeah. Still good from the side. Okay, good. Oh, my thought is right here. Okay. Now we're just kind of paring down that shape of the face, right? That's the idea there. And if needed, it looks like I may have gotten thrown off a little bit on one side, so I might just delete half of this guy real quick. And I'm just, because I'm doing because I'm gonna delete half, I'm just trying to make sure I got stuff out of the way. So let's come back here to face mode. Making sure I've got everything selected that I need. I can hit delete. Make sure that half of the face is looking okay. We can always adjust certain things, especially to help with like jaw shape, such. Okay. Just seeing what else I can kind of bring in around here. And I can always mirror this. Make sure I'm a 0.01 merge threshold. If I need to, I can go 0.1. But I don't want to, I want to make sure I'm not losing anything in here. Doesn't look like I am. Okay. All right, cool. Then I would do an edit, delete all by type history. You could turn back on your symmetry if you want to keep modeling on the face. Now here's where I'm going to look at the eyes again. We did look at them previously, but we didn't have the head attached, so it kind of threw some stuff off. There's definitely some things I would like to clean up through here that I would maybe even think about doing here in a minute, but we'll get to our next piece first. Here. because our neck here kind of comes down a little bit more. And then this piece almost comes down a lot more too. If we're kind of looking at where the jaw sits. Something more like this. We can get more into this though. And if we need to do some welding to make this make more sense, we can. Like if we need to do, you know. We can do some stuff to make that make more sense, so. From the side here. Let's look at our front view. Pretty much in line. There's some spots where I might. Okay. All right, let's take a look now at eyes. I've been saying that for about 5 minutes now, but let's take a look now. Just every time I rotate, I see something that needs to get kind of bumped back into adjustment here. But we really can look at it now. So, for the eyes, I really do want to take these, you know, some faces through here and do an extrusion. So if I need to, I could take, you know, I could take the kind of vertices from around here to adjust. So let's go here. And we could bring these two really far in to kind of start that orbital bone area. We can bring these two in. We can bring this one down. We can bring this one down. I'm going to bring this over. Bring these in. I'm going to totally kind of throw off the shape of the face a little bit for a second while I get these in here. But we do need these vertices for a sec. I'm trying to kind of make that the center of the eye right here. And then get the kind of orbital bone above the eyebrow just a little bit here. We'll bring that down as the kind of ridge. This is all going to kind of turn into the mouth area a little bit. Okay. So we've kind of started to shape this out. Bring this back up a little for that. Okay, then I'm going to take these two faces, or these four faces, and I'm going to do an extrusion. Okay. I'm going to whoops. Let's gonna let me do that. So I'm gonna jump in here, do that extrusion like I said. Just do one side for right now. So kind of bring this in. And then we're going to scooch this back. We could even do another extrusion if we wanted to. But I'm going to pull this back for right now. Because what we'll do is we'll just cut. I'm going to flatten this too. Something like this. I'm going to bring this back into the face here. Because the eye is going to sit in this spot kind of right here. So that's going to kind of turn into our eye. And now you can kind of see we've got the start of the bridge of our nose here now. Kind of got our orbital bone getting shaped out. Right? So that's kind of the start of our eye here. We could even bring this down to be even more in line kind of with the eye here. Adjust as needed. We could bring, you know, really try to shape out the eye with these vertices. You know, we've got our eyebrow kind of starting here. Okay. And if needed, right, we can throw another edge loop in here to give it some more shape. You can throw your quad draw through here, kind of relax that shape a little bit too, so it's not so harsh. Right. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And then what we can do is take these faces here and we're just going to delete them. And it's going to look really weird for a minute. But this is eventually going to turn into our, you know, a more detailed area, eye area in between in there. So as needed. And then if we need, we could throw another edge loop through here to get more definition through the brow space, since we kind of have that big forehead happening here. But we'll get back to that in a sec. Okay. So really the next step here would be to delete half of our model again. So in face mode, I'm just going to delete. So we might have jacked up our belly button a little bit, but that's okay. When we did that mirror the last time. Let's see here. I think we're good. Okay. Now we can remirror this, mesh, mirror. Bounding box in the positive, negative, actually this time, 0.01. I'm not sure why that's happening. Oh, I see what's happening. Some stuff didn't get deleted. Okay, let's retry that now. Mesh, mirror. I think I might need to do a 0.1. So now you'll see we've got the start to a really weird looking face, but that's okay because we're gonna continue to adjust this. We can jump back to our object X. I really am just kind of shaping this to the shape of the eye here. A few minutes. Okay, so there's kind of the shape of that. Then the next step here is we're going to do the mouth, okay? And the mouth is a little bit funky at first. Okay, and we're gonna do, it's a little bit interesting how we go about doing this, but we're gonna take all of these faces here, almost like a big Joker smile, and we're gonna do an extrusion here. You're a bit further along the uncanny valley. Yeah, the uncanny valley can be an issue for sure, so you got to be careful there. So we're going to come here and I'm going to do an extrusion here. And I'm going to bring this in and it's going to look really weird. I'm actually going to turn off my object X. Let's bring this in and it's going to look really funky. Because we're going to get this weird kind of face happening here, and we're going to pull this forward. Why does that feel all ski-wampus? Is it? No, it's actually okay. Okay, so now, right, we've got this weird kind of shape happening here. Now we need to go through and adjust this. This is going to turn into our mouth, kind of, right? Into the, well, not kind of. It is going to turn into our mouth, so I'm going to shrink this down into this spot. And then we can add back in some edge loops here. And use the relax tool a little bit on this. So I'm going to cut in another edge loop through here. Throw in my relax tool and just kind of relax this out a little bit. Okay. So we do got some more geometry in here to work with now, which means we can start using it to help shape the chin a little bit better. The chin can even be an extrusion if we want it to. We can just kind of take a look at how stuff works out through here. But we can kind of relax some of this area a little bit. And it definitely looks weird because we don't have a nose. But these are going to be our lips, right? So we can take this edge and kind of bring this back in. And then think of this lip as being your top lip. So you can kind of start shaping this out to be the top lip, right? This is going to be the bottom lip. So as we kind of start shaping this, you'll see it kind of form here. And it's going to look weird for sure at first. Hopefully you'll kind of see the vision as we get there. And like I said, we can add way more edge loops through here if we need to use some of these edge loops to gain more, you know, a better shape through here. We definitely can. And our face definitely does look a little strange at the moment for sure. And especially playing into the like we don't have a nose thing is a little funky for sure. But we can get as many edge loops in here as we need to help us out. It's like if we need to bring some of these really in to get the shapes we want, we can. And obviously this stuff isn't going to be pulled out this far, but This is why it's nice to have your reference, right? Because you can definitely start using it to help you get the correct shapes. Even though we don't really have a nose yet, we can still kind of bring some of these shapes in to get things to make sense. So it's just kind of that balance between the side view and the front view, right? So you can kind of see it taking shape from the side, and then you've got a balance from the front as well. And using your front view to help you get the right shape on things. And like I said, we can use as many edge loops as we need through here to get us to the right point. So if we need to take, you know, more edge loops to get a better shape on the lips through here, right? We can bring some of these in. For the lips. And then throw more edge loops through the face if we need to, like this, you know. You get the right look. The uncanny valley is definitely something you have to overcome while you're looking at these types of things, right? Like, see it for what it's going to be and not what it is right now. It's kind of a process of like, okay, yeah, this is not what this is looking like right at this minute, but as I kind of tweak and push and pull these verts, it's almost like modeling clay when you start to get into this many vertices, right? Like, okay, how do I make this look correct? And as you check your smooth, you can kind of see how that face is starting to take some shape. This is a little bit funky, but we'll work through that. Oh, yes. For the hotkey for symmetrical selection is just up here. It's under this little drop down at the top. Good questions. So Object X right here, you can hit this little drop down. You can have it do whatever axis you want to mirror in. And if you just turn it on Object X, then it will do what you want. Now I'm just working on getting the lips kind of shaped out. And if I need to get another edge loop through here to kind of adjust that, I can. And I'm going to double check to my reference again, right? I'm just using that reference to the best of my knowledge. I'm going to bring that down even further because he's got really thin lips here at the top. Kind of a bigger bottom lip for sure, like this. But you can see that mouth taking shape now, right? Which is what we want. And good call to save. Let's do that real quick. I'm going to do an edit, delete all by type history. Okay. Edit, delete all by type history. Then a file, save scene as. Again, I've got to do this deal where I have to quit out. I just need to uninstall my software and reinstall it, and I say that every class, but I keep forgetting. And our neck's definitely looking a little weird, so we've got to adjust that. There's a lot of final tweaks that we'll get to, so we'll kind of get this face shaped out, and then next week we'll do all the final kind of touches, and then the following week we can work on clothing and maybe doing a demo of how to do some hair if we want. So we should be right on schedule, which is great once this decides to stop getting all jacked up. Okay, let's try this again. File. Save scene as. Okay, let it save. Hopefully you're doing okay. This is a bit of a process, but this is what's nice about having the video is you can watch it back, right? So you should have 2 videos now of the head's full process. So it's like stepping through. We started with a cube and then we just kind of rounded, and then shaped, and now we're adding the details into it. That's the whole process of building out these heads, right? Probably get a couple more edge loops through here too. If I can. So just checking that side reference again. And this really helps get you shaped up for your overall silhouette, right? And remember, we don't have a nose yet, so this is going to end up being kind of flat through here until we get that nose kind of extruded out of here. But we can kind of do the brow and other things based off of that. So we kind of get that nose built out in here. But we definitely do have a face coming together, which is good. Just gonna kind of shrink this down a little bit. Trying to get as accurate to my reference as I can. And you'll hear me say that as millions of times, but that's the truth. Character kind of has a really square jaw, so I'm trying to make sure, or square chin. I'm trying to make sure I keep that kind of aesthetic here. Happy with how this is feeling, but I want to continue to make adjustments through here. definitely want to throw another edge loop through here for sure. I'm just using my quad draw again to relax some of these, or not the quad, the relax tool, right? It is quad draw, but holding shift to do the relax tool, right? Okay. This is now where I can really kind of aggressively start moving some of these vertices to really get this shape that's happening here. Okay. Definitely an angry boy, so we're gonna adjust these a little bit here. Trying to get this brow shape through here a little bit better. of checking out where I could get a nose working through here. Okay. We've done a lot of edge loops through this face, so which is okay. We're definitely getting a face shape, so I don't know if I want to keep pushing too much further than this. I think this is a good stopping point for today, and then next week we can wrap it up. So I don't know if I want to go too much further than where we're at right now. Okay. I'm going to do another delete all by type history here. Edit, delete all by type history. We're going to do another file, save scene as. As long as this doesn't get all jacked up, we're going to call this torso 10. We're going to hit save as, and I'm going to call it at that point. Okay. I don't want to go too much further than this, since it's been quite a lot. We've done a lot. We've been modeling for almost 2 hours, so let's call it at this point. Yeah, he does look a little bit like Voldemort for sure. He needs a nose and ears, but we'll get there. And eyes for sure, with some eyelids. So those will all be things that we'll work on next class. We'll work on getting those, the eyes, the eyelids, right? Then we can work on the nose. The nose isn't too bad. It takes a second to make it look right, but it's not too bad. The eyes and eyelids take a second to make look right, but once you get those done, they start coming together pretty good as well. So Like a gaunt, handsome Squidward. That is one thing that does happen, because the next step, obviously, here is we're gonna do the nose, right? And when you first get the nose in, it looks something like this, and you do like an extrusion. And when you do that, let's turn off object A. When you do it, it looks something like this. And he definitely starts to look like a weird, like a really messed up Squidward for sure. And it's like, oh god, what happened to you? Like that's what it ends up looking like, and you're like, oh god. But once you get it kind of shaped and you get the bulbs and the nostrils in and stuff and the tip of the nose, right? Because you end up doing something more along the lines of this, where you take this and extrude this a little bit. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of a preview, right? You do something more like this, and then once you start getting that nose kind of shaped out, it starts to feel a little bit better, because you have this, right? And then you take the sides of the nose like this and do something. You have something along the sides too. Right. And then it starts to look more and more like a nose until it's all kind of built in there. But it's a little funny at first, so. But that's kind of the next steps to start building the nose and stuff. Okay, you've already had your attendance question, right? So I'm just going to call it, and I will see you guys next Wednesday, okay? Make sure you're staying up on your outside of class model too. Now that we've started working on modeling a face, you can maybe take a stab at working on your character's face too at the same time. So take a look at that. Make sure you're staying caught up with that out of class assignment, because that's going to creep up on you too. We don't have much time before that becomes due either. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys next week. Okay, have a good week, everyone, and hopefully if you have any questions or problems, we can get them figured out for you in the Discord. Okay, your TAs are available to you. I'm here. Again, remember that my schedule is a little bit more hectic than the TAs probably, since they're on summer break for school, while I do have a full-time job outside of teaching. So but I'm happy to jump on a FaceTime call, or not a FaceTime, Discord screen share or something with you if you need it. Okay, so I will see you guys next week, and have a good one. Okay, see you, everybody.